How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another FIFA 20 video. In today's episode, I have my Liga Nos predictions. It's been seen in the loading screen and is rumored that Liga Nos will be coming out hopefully on Monday. So we got a nice prediction going on here. I'm just going to go through each of the players and why they deserve to get in. Starting out with Teles here with 8 goals and 5 assists from left back. He doesn't really have much competition. He's one that's obviously going to get in. Next up, we have PZ here with 14 goals and 8 assists this season. He was an absolute beast for Benfica, and it was much deserved. And next up, we have Danilo Pereira. This is one guy that I would probably see get into the bench, honestly. He's been a solid CDM. He, just facilitates the field for Porto very well. However, EA, they need high-rated guys to put in the team. And I think Danilo Pereira will get in over, some other guys who maybe deserve it in. But we'll see. Next up, we have Corona. And, from right back, 2 goals and 7 assists. He's listed as a right mid for his gold card, but he's been playing a lot of, wing back and right mid. So I'm not too sure exactly what kind of card EA are going to give him. I'm predicting he's going to get a right back card, but we'll have to wait and see. Next up, we have Rafa. He had the season 5 goals, 3 assists, so it wasn't terrible, but he was very efficient. He had a very high player rating this season, and I honestly think that, it was deserved. Next up, we have the center back Diaz here, and he had 2 goals and 1 assist from center back, as well as just, great play, being, one of those top teams in, in Portugal, playing good center back spot. It's much deserved. They're a very good defensive team, and he's part of the reason. Next up, player that not many people who watch the league will know. In this case here, he actually led Liga Nos in goals this season, so I 100% think he's going to get into the game, or into the team anyways. It's much deserved. And before we continue on, I do want to let you guys know that some players that should be in team this season aren't actually on FIFA, so there's a good chance that we will probably see some players miss out. If you are a big fan of the league, you're probably going to see some players miss out just because they're not in FIFA. So I decided not to include them in this team. But moving on, we have Horta. He had 7 goals and 4 assists this season. Very solid play. And with the league stopping, obviously, he can continue on his good season. Next up, we have Marcano. And from defense, he has 5 goals this season for Porto. That's just absolutely insane to me that a center back can grab 5 goals. Next up, we have Otavio here. He deserves a good spot. He comes on the field and he just plays well. He doesn't boost the stats a lot, but he has very high passing accuracy. He's had a very solid season, and he was one of the most efficient players as far as player rating goes this season. So I do think he deserves to get in. Next up, we have our first goalkeeper, and that's Claudio Ramos. He had 79 saves this season, and here's a little bit of discussion here. There's a goalkeeper who actually had more saves this season in Liga Nos. However, he's not in FIFA, like I said, so I resorted to the next two. Ramos had 79 saves, and 46 of them were actually in the box. So, it's very impressive to see a keeper get a lot of saves in the box, because it's not always the easiest to do. Next up, we have Pacheco here. 4 tackles and 3 interceptions per game he averaged. That's pretty high stat, getting 4 tackles in a game, as well as 3 interceptions, very solid. Next up, we have Aurelio here, if I said that right. He averaged 3 tackles and 3 interceptions a game, which is very, very, good. And he also had one of the highest player ratings this season. So a much deserved team of the season card for him will come in. Next up, we have Martins here. 7 goals and 4 assists for him. Just another really, really good season, and, a much deserved spot. Next up, we have a right back, and that is Seguro, if I said that right, Segura. 2.3 tackles a game, as well as 1.5 interceptions, and he also managed to notch 3 assists this season so far. So, a good spot on that team this season bench. I think he does deserve it, and I think he'll get in probably as well. Next we have Paulinho. He's one of the strikers that's more down the pecking order, but he had 10 goals and 4 assists this season. A very solid season for him, and I think he is going to, slide into that team. And next up, we have our next goalkeeper, and that is Makaridze. I can't pronounce names, but he had 76 saves this season, which is very good for a goalkeeper, and he probably could have, added on a few more if the league was still resumed. Finally, we have Trincao here. 6 goals and 3 assists. A very solid season for him. and a much deserved, team of the season spot. And to our final two spots, we're going to quickly move the face cam, belong to Lima and Carlos Mane. Lima had 10 goals this season with 1 assist. Again, a very solid season for him. I can definitely see him getting into the team of the season bench. And Carlos Mane, he played very good at that, winger spot. He had 5 assists this season. I think he's going to get a nice pacey card, which should be pretty nice to use. If you guys enjoyed this video, please drop a like on it, and make sure you guys drop a sub down below. You guys don't want to miss out on any of the FIFA 20 team this season content that will be coming out. Let me know in the comments who you think deserves to be in the team and someone that maybe I missed. And yeah, that'll wrap up the video. Till next time, peace.